Good evening, this is Romulus. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Just back for another video. Last couple of videos I made were, I guess, too long to upload, so I'm going to try to make shorter videos. One of the things that I touched on in a previous video that I may or may not be able to upload is recognizing that you are allergic to narcissists, that it is possible for someone to be allergic to another person, that the narcissist is so fundamentally different than you, and everything that they think, how they reason, it's completely different than you, and it's not rooted in what's right or wrong or what's moral, or even what's common sense. They know the difference between right or wrong, but these narcissists get off on creating chaos. It's just how they are. If you notice, they there's always drama. I mean, they create drama. It's man-made drama rather than sort of an act of God or an act of higher power. They create it. They foster it. They facilitate it. And anyone that is in their life, you can't help but be affected by this emotional, tornado, which is essentially what they are. So, again, trying to recognize early on that this is just a toxic personality is important. And really at the end of the day, I mean, the cluster Bs account probably for a good portion of the toxic people out there. But, anyone that has a toxic personality is someone you want to avoid. And, and don't let people tell you, oh, well, you're not a doctor or you're not a therapist, you don't know. You don't have to be a genius to do research and to read what the traits and characteristics and qualities of them are. And you can find out pretty quickly. I mean, I can tell you right now that I have a significant amount more knowledge about this than most therapists. And the same goes for a lot of other people. Ollie Matthews in particular. So, yeah, you can be allergic. And these people, they bring out the worst in us, and they trigger us and just activate. It's sort of like, I don't know if you ever, I don't, y'all are probably too young, a lot of y'all, but the Incredible Hulk in the 70s with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby, Mariette Hartley, and Bill Bixby played David Banner or whatever his name was, and Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk. And I always thought it was kind of cool when when Bill Bixby would say, David Banner would say, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And I think that a lot of us are similar in the sense that yeah, we have the capacity and ability to get angry, but I mean that's out of our comfort zone, and we don't want, it doesn't feel good to be unnecessarily angry or triggered, and that's why you really want to avoid narcissists, because they're just going to try to get a rise out of you. That scene in The Breakfast Club. I forgot her name, the actress, the redhead, and she was like, ignore him. The scene, she's like, ignore him. He's just trying to get a rise out of you. And so this subject has been talked about for a long time. It wasn't in the mainstream. And it wasn't, I mean, even today, you would be hard pressed to find a therapist that is trained and skilled in this area. But, within the past couple of years, It's sort of been trending. I mean, in area therapy, it's hot, and you know, you're gonna have therapists who do have some formal training in this, and some that don't, who say they do or whatever, or some that are like, I want to get into it, and you know, you don't want to you know, get treated by a therapist unless they're skilled in it, because you know what I have seen and know firsthand and heard from other people is how therapists can be, you know, judgmental. Some of them can, and you know, that's the last thing that you need is someone judging you and marginalizing you and blaming you. You want to be able, you know, to go in and, yeah, is talking about your family of origin. That's okay. You know, I think that joining a support group is also a good idea. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, therapists cost money. Some people have health insurance, some don't, whatever. It may be cost prohibitive. But there are groups, you know, the important thing is to not isolate. And that's what the narcissists will do. They'll isolate you. And, you know, but also it's easy. You feel so crappy. You just don't even feel like being around anyone. And, you know, so you know, you don't want to isolate, and you want to just try to force yourself to get out there. And you know, I will tell you that I guess since this leads me into my other, you know, another red flag, because I'm bringing up Thanksgiving, and I remember I don't know, a month and a half or so before my ex-spouse left under the cloud, you know, that we were separating, but she had no intention of doing that. She was just trying to, you know, get an advantage on me in the divorce. And I remember it was in November before Thanksgiving, and bear in mind we're still married, and she's like, you're not welcome at my mom's house for Thanksgiving. And that, you know, that really hurt. I mean, you know, I'm laughing because some of the things that these narcs do are so effed up. You think you're looking for Ashton Kutcher because you think you're being punked. That's how effed up it is. But see, they don't look at it that way. They're dead serious. They don't see the humor in it. But for us who recognize something like that as such a huge departure from the norm, there is a humorous side to it. And so my point is that I guess this November, Thanksgiving 2012 was the last time I was with any family for Thanksgiving. So this is going on, you know, this will be 5 or 6 years, whatever, that I have not been with any family for Thanksgiving. And I've pretty much been alone. Yeah, been alone for the past 5 years. And it's brutal. It's hard. There's no question. But, you know, there are things, it's within our power and control to decide, you know, who we spend our time with. And, you know, I suggest that you try to avoid isolating. It's just not a good idea. I'm coming up on just under 10 minutes, so I want to cut this video now so I can upload it. So, you know, just chew on some of the stuff that I've talked about. And if you want to leave any comments below, subscribe, click on the bell to get notifications. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. And thank you so much, and have a good night.